Today, as we're starting this next unit, we find ourselves in el barrio, in the neighborhood. So here we have in el barrio, in the neighborhood, los chicos viven en un barrio tranquilo en Chiapas, Mexico. So un barrio, I'm sure you can see, is a neighborhood. This is a tranquil or quiet neighborhood. These are los vecinos, the neighbors. We have different things in the neighborhood. La Serra is this sidewalk here. El Césped is the yard. La Señal. La Señal is a sign. This one specifically, the Alto, is a stop sign. And this señal, la dirección prohibida, is like a do not enter. The direction is prohibited. La dirección is a direction, but it's also an address. So dirección, we saw dirección de correo electrónico, like an email address. This is la dirección de mi casa, my house address or my home address. We have the different cardinal directions. We got norte and sur and este and oeste, which we should know is north, south, east, and west. But then we have noreste, northeast, noroeste, northwest, sureste, southeast, and suroeste, southwest. And then as usual, we have some different words for things like el andén for sidewalk, or la banqueta, or la vereda. I still predominantly use la serra. La señal de pare. So we have seen before that parar is to stop, and you'll see some stop signs that say alto, and you'll see some stop signs that say para, or I've even seen pare. El césped is once again the yard. In some places like Mexico, I've never actually heard zacate or la grama, but I have heard el pasto, kind of like pasture. So here's some other vocabulary. We've seen intersection in the last unit. El cruce is what we use, but boca calle, like boca is the mouth of the street. A cul-de-sac, a calle sin salida, a street without exit. La cancha de fútbol. So la cancha is the field. Whereas in this, la cancha de basket is the court. So it kind of depends on where you're playing, but the field or court on which you play is la cancha, and as we've seen many times, you use de to say what kind. El letrero is another word for a sign. Parquímetro for a parking meter. La zona de juegos for playground, a zone of games. So we see once again, la dirección de mi casa es calle Rosales. So Rosales is the name of the street. Número 9. So in English we would say the number first, but in Spanish we say it last. La exhibición de flores, it's an exhibition. Obviously it's cognate. What kind is it? De flores. En la calle mayor número 12. A few things here. Nuestro barrio. We know our barrio's neighborhood, so our neighborhood is fantastic. Le va a gustar vivir aquí. And this is, it says you, but it's like one. It's kind of like the impersonal or passive. Le puedo ofrecer. Ofrecer, a cognate, to offer. Un café mientras is a really good word to know if you haven't used this yet. While one, and this is really while one waits. I can offer my coffee while one waits or it's being formal. Quiere conocer, we're going to deal with conocer in this unit. To meet. A, and it has this personal A because who are you meeting? Our neighbors, people. No sé si están en casa. Remember, si without an accent means if. No debe conducir. Conducir being to drive. So we know deber plus an infinitive are things that we should do. In this case, you shouldn't do. No debe conducir. You shouldn't drive fast or quickly through the neighborhood. No debe tirar. Tirar is a good general word for throw. So tirar la basura en las calles. Don't litter.